Today I introduce to you one of the hottest new concealed carry guns on the market. This is the FN Reflex. Welcome to the channel. My name is Howard. Thank you guys for joining me, man, as we check out this gun. Now, interestingly enough, I signed up for every email list online to get one of these things as quickly as I could. Funny enough, I was in my local gun shop and they were like, hey, we got one of the new Reflexes in. And I was like, hey, is it the optics ready version? He said no. He grabbed it, handed it to me. I said, I'll take it. I was shocked that they actually had one. So optics ready or not, it doesn't matter. It's not going to affect our review right here. You get 2 magazines with the gun. You're going to get an 11-round magazine, and then you're going to get an extended 15-round mag just like that. Looks a little goofy because it is pretty small, but I imagine that's going to be pretty nice to hang on to because, again, they have made this gun as small as possible, while my guess being that it should be pretty shootable. It almost reminds me of the P365 in size. You have that nice bright orange dot in the front, you have the white dots in the rear there, front and rear slide serrations, so if you want to do your press checks and stuff, super easy. Now, one thing I did notice is that there's not so much spring tension on this that it's gonna like really hurt your hands, you know, if you have any kind of weakness in your hands to rack this gun. You have a viewport down here in the top. You have your takedown lever right there, kind of goes up, and then your magazine release, which is reversible. You have an internally hammer-fired gun as opposed to a striker. That leads to one of the best feeling triggers for these small guns. So I'm really excited to see how this thing shoots. Nice grip texturing. We're gonna go ahead and load this thing up and take first shots right now. All right, here we go. FN Reflex. I've been waiting for this thing for a while. Let's see how it does. Got some snap to it in the hand for sure, which is what I was expecting. It is a pretty small gun, so. Low left too, man. Holy crap. Hitting all the way over to the left. All right, I think I know where to hold now. Let's load it up again. All right, I didn't have time to finish the review on the range, but that's okay. I know everything I need to know about this gun to give you a fair first impressions here. So let me talk about the things that I do like. First of all, the size. They got the size right, man. Compare it to the Shield Plus, compared to the P365, this thing is fantastic as far as the size for concealed carry. So Tulsa, we need you. We need you. Because this is going to make a great carry gun. I like the fact that right off the rip they came with optics ready and non-optics ready versions, you know? So that's yeah, I would say go with the optics ready version. It's going to give you more options. It's kind of like, why not? The only reason I didn't is because I just wanted to get one so I could, you know, give you my opinion on it. I also like the fact that it has a little rail right there. So light, laser, whatever. That's great. Beveling in the front and rear slide serrations. Most of the time when you have a small gun like this, the spring is going to be it's going to be super stiff. It kind of has to be, but in FN's case, they were able to figure this out without having a super stiff spring in there. So if you have carpal tunnel, arthritis, anything like that, it's going to be pretty easy to pull back and actually work this gun. So that's a good thing. And how they were able to achieve that is by putting an internal hammer as opposed to a striker. So think Equalizer or Shield Plus EZ. It's much easier to get that hammer back to the rear and get it reset as opposed to trying to reset the striker with the spring on the inside. So that makes it easier to then rack the gun. Also, they went with a little bit different spring design. So most companies, they'll be running a dual recoil spring setup that'll have a bigger spring down here, whether it's a flat or, you know, a round coiled spring, and then they'll have a much tighter one, a much smaller one up here. FN decided to go with one big one on the outside and then another one on the inside there. Love the front dot there, man. Super easy to pick that dot up. The grip texturing is good. The magazine release works good. Those magazines pop out of there like they should. You have a little bit of, you know, your back strap comes down far enough. So, you know, at least in my case, the fatty part of my hand doesn't stop that magazine from getting the heck up out of there. And overall, just a great design. Viewport, I mean, what they put together here is fantastic. Now, on the shooting side of it, my first shots kind of sucked, man. The grouping was fine, but I was over to the left. So what I found myself doing, which I rarely do, which is rarely a right thing to do. I don't even know if it's right. Maybe the sights need to be adjusted. But when I started to put more pressure on the gun with my support hand, I was able to clean up those shots. All right. See if we can tame the reflex here. Not too bad. Holy crap. All right, hold on. There we go. Oh, that was horrible. Sometimes that target gives me a little bit of a issue though, so we'll just go with that. I'm still not as good with this thing as I am a Shield Plus or even like a Spectre Comp, I don't think. But I believe with more practice, I can really get pretty freaking good with this thing considering how good of a shooter it actually is. So at the range, no issues. And I guess just that little bit of overcompensation, a little bit more pressure than what I would ever put on a gun like this is what I had to do to get those shots on target. All right. What do we want to go for here? You know, for self-defense purposes, this thing is really good. I'm starting to actually get used to it now. Hey, 4 dots right there. I was about to say, that target is not doing that to me again. Oh my God. Ah, that little penis target. The trigger's good too, man. I like the fact that it's internally hammered. I guess they figured, hey, that's the way we need to do it. I'm not a fan typically of FN triggers. At least they're 509s or 510s or anything like that. I just think they're kind of a dated design because this is what they had in like the FNS 9 series and the FN 9 series that they had. I think I had the FNS 9 subcompact back in the day. It's got that hinge design. This isn't a hinge trigger, and so it's the best FN trigger that I've felt up to today, up to this point. I like what they did there, man. It's a good design. So As far as cons, man, I think that reset could definitely use some kind of an upgrade. It's kind of far out there, and I found myself trying to time my shots, and every once in a while it would catch me off guard. The trigger itself, the break itself, is the best out of the striker fired FNs that I've done. The reset could use a little bit of work. Also, the U-notch style rear sight, not a fan of, dude. I prefer more of a squared off look. That's just a personal preference right there. But all in all, super solid entry for FN into the Micro 9 subcompact, compact world, whatever you want to call them. The price is good. You know, I think it was like $500 for this gun. So it's right there where most of these guns are going to be. So I'd love to hear your opinion. Will the Reflex replace your current favorite carry gun or not? Make sure you leave those things down below. If you want to support what I do and become a part of the community here, you can join the channel, or you can become a patron and get some cool tier rewards and exclusive content, early access, all kinds of stuff over there, man. Big thanks to you guys. See you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.